Hi creative humans, and welcome back to a new tutorial. I'm sorry it's been a while, but I'm finally back. And this tutorial, these visuals we will see the tutorial today, was shown as a quick example in my last video tool tutorial on how to create a random numbers extractor. But since multiple people asked me about it, and also quick note, thank you so much for doing that. I'm always really happy when you write me in the comments or also in private messages. So please, if you have any doubts or any requests, I'm more than happy to answer you and try to help you. So I thought it would be a good occasion to come back and finally show you how to build it. And also, since it is really simple, I was thinking it would be a good opportunity to show you a new VJing tools that I'm using and loving. So firstly, in this tutorial, we will develop it as it is, just using the previous tools we created together in the last video, the one about the random numbers extractor. And just after it, I will do two other parts where we can upgrade it and make it audio reactive with this new audio reactive flexible tool that I developed. And firstly in a more simple way, and then in the third part we will develop the full tool for flexible audio reactivity. So let's get started. This is just my initial file setup, so you can just erase it. Now I will use this resolution constant, so let's keep it, but doesn't matter, don't care about it. So the actual visual is just a random instancing of rectangles that are instanced with random dimensions on a random grid with random alpha. So it was a perfect example for the random extractor tool. So we will recreate that from scratch. So first of all, we will place it just a rectangle, a soft one, and also add the transform because we want to scale it down a bit. This is fine. Since it's all random, like, you don't need any precise number here. And then we can directly connect it to a geometry and do the basic render setup. So I'm placing a render and a camera and a constant material. This is probably the most simple tutorial you will ever see with instancing, because everything is super basic. Put the view not in perspective but in orthographic, because we want to keep the color blocking really orthogonal and don't have any the perspective distortion on it. Keep it really graphic. So this is our base. I will add all the randoms at the end, and then we will need something to instance these rectangles. So I will put in down a grid, not a grease. This will be our grid. Just let me turn it to wireframe so we can see what happens. Just for start, but we will tweak them in a moment. I will turn down a bit the rows and column numbers, and also place the size that has a similar resolution to your render, since I will be using my standard full HD resolution, so 1920 for 1080, sorry. This resolution is 1.77 times the vertical one, so I can just set this size. And now let's convert this grid into just chops for all the coordinates and place it into a null. Okay. And this will be our position instancing for our rectangles. So turn on your instance in the geo and use the null one as the translate operator and the tx, ty, tz as translating operators. Right now the rectangles are still really big, so we are seeing them, that's correct, as a single one on single columns, but if you turn it down, the dimension or the rows and columns number, you will see them spread across the grid. So this is our really simple instancing. Then we add a null and you can go with the RGB key to add a black background, or right now actually you should be able to do it directly. Let's spare a node, because I love saving nodes, apparently, as in the under 10 node series. Let's keep the good habits here. So let's spare a node and just set the black the black background color, sorry, directly here. So here we have our base, and that's practically done. We need just one more thing. That is a noise chop that we will use to control the alpha of these rectangles, because right now, whatever the grid size or the rectangle size, we will always have it, all of them showing, and I don't want that. I want them to appear randomly. So we will use a noise chop, set it to random, here it is, and then add a math, because right now we have a lot of random values between -1 and 1, but we actually just need them to be 0 or 1 to control the alpha in a binary way, let's say. So we will just need here to go to the integer, yeah, and place it to round. And we want that from range -1 to 1, that is our starting range, to have them between 0 and 1. In this way, all the channel, the values in this channel, all these random values will always be binarily, is that a thing? Binarily, 0 or 1. And we can add another null and instance this one, or be a little bit, really a little bit more fancy and use a merge. Doesn't make any differences. Let's go with that. So in the geo, in the instance2 tab for color, we will reference the same color operator and just use the chen1 for all the operators, including alpha. Okay, so if we also use the alpha itself, the background here is not working, we will need to add the RGB key after it. So I think we can just skip it and reference the channel as just as RGB. So in this way we are not zeroing our alpha actually, we are setting the color as black or white instead of transparent or not transparent alpha, but the result is the same. Just keep in mind that if you go like that, you will see the black rectangle still, so you will need to also place the alpha and then add the RGB key here. Sorry, yeah, but it's the same result. It's just important that you understand that the visual result is the same, but it's happening in two different methods. Here we are instancing white and black rectangles on a black background. If we also place the alpha, we are instancing white and transparent rectangles with black background or no background. Okay, hope that is clear. So this is just the network. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not in under 10 nodes. 1. Otherwise I will put it also in the series, but we are really close. So I will just take now my random numbers extractor. This component was built in the last tutorials in the VJ tool series. I will not explain it right now, so please, if you don't have it or didn't saw it, just please check it out, that video, before continuing. And for now, I just want it to put in auto, because we are not doing it either reactive for now. And I already know that these kind of parameters will work, so just put it on automatic, and we want to extract random numbers between 0.02 and 0.03, no integer, and this is for our size. And we want to copy that, but use the same numbers also for the y. I want to use two different ones, because I don't want all the rectangles to stay squares, but if you also like the square look, you can just use the same and reference it twice, but that's not the case. So we have two different sizes happening, and now this uniform scale, it's a little bit small. Let's put it back to something like this. I think it's fine, we can always tweak it later. And this was the first two random numbers extractor we will need. Now let's copy it and have another one of it. And this one, still on auto, we will use for rows and columns of the grid. And this time, since rows and columns is like a discrete number, I think you say, like it's not a float, it's an integer. Yeah, that's the thing. We want to use the round option on our tool and set this one for rows. And then the same thing as it happens as we just did for the sizes. We want to copy it and place it in the columns, and we want to do it to have two different numbers happening in the rows and columns. If when you copy that, they are still producing the same number because they are the same random with the same seed happening at the same time, you can just really simple. I think the simple method is just to enter in one of it and then go out, and this will mismatch, I think, the scrolling of the random inside one of the two, so you have different numbers happening. Yeah, these one are now actually chasing, I think, or something like that. So yeah, we have different numbers happening. And one last random extractor that will control the alpha, and this could be anything, really anything, because it's just gonna control the seed of the random. Just do it like a float to have more numbers between 3 and 12, but this could be anything. Complete is just a random seed. And here we have it. This is the visual you saw and you clearly appreciated. And if you want it, you can play a bit with the scale. I really like it when they like go into each other and create big blobs when they are bigger. Yeah, and this is it. This is for the first part. And for the second part of the tutorial, we will finally make this one audio reactive, and I will show you a new tool that I'm using for audio reactivity for VJing. So hope that you follow me also on the second part of this tutorial. And if you don't, no problem. Stay kind, stay creative, and have fun. Bye!